I'm going to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to ask the board to remain standing to have a moment of silence for all those people that have lost their lives recently due to this pandemic. Thank you. I'm going to make a motion, be it resolved that the board policy allowing public comment at board meetings be suspended for this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, no one? Motion carries. 8th grade trip. Be resolved that the 8th grade trip to Boston, Cape Cod on June 2nd, 2020 through June 4th, 2020 be canceled.
So moved.
Been moved?
Second.
Seconded? Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Senior class trip. Be it resolved that the senior class of 2020 to travel to Orlando, Florida through June 10th, 2020 through June 13th, 2020 for their senior trip be canceled. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Wayne?
Yeah, I believe that this is the seniors' trip, and we should call the seniors and their parents in with the advisors, the superintendent, and the principal, and have a conversation. Give them their options before the deadline, and let them make the decision. That's my feeling.
I'm only going to say that the school right now is closed until at least April 1st. There's no way we could bring students together.
I don't agree with canceling the trip yet, so that's just where I'm at.
Jody?
I think we have to, at this time, cancel this trip, so we can get some sort of the money back for our students, and in hopes that this calms down a little bit and our seniors can maybe plan something else to do together at a later date if they're able to. If we wait, they're going to lose. I think
Everything.
it's 50% or everything.
50% starting this Sunday, and as of March
So if we
31st,
can
I believe
recoup
it's...
something, at least hopefully if anything
100.
changes, they'll be able to choose some sort of trip.
Lisa Ramirez?
Do we have any current feedback from the students?
No. The school was closed suddenly as a
No,
result of...
but we have no emails from the advisors?
Not that I'm aware of.
Have no sense of,
I've
From the
I've gotten an
students?
email from the advisor, and they have been in contact with the travel agent, and they feel that if it's canceled, that the 25%, most of the parents will be able to recoup the money that they've given because some of our students were going on this trip on fundraising, so there should be enough cash, even with losing 25%, to refund the parents. If it goes beyond that, they said the company's fighting hard to get all the monies back due to the crisis. It's difficult to say at this point how much the students will lose, but they're hopeful that the student will receive the maximum refund. So they're not, I think everyone's in a bad spot on cancel, not cancel, but if we want to get most of everyone's money back, then,
and this
No.
is from the advisor, that
This is
she's
from the
pointing out
advisors.
that
right.
John?
You know, sometimes we have employees resign quickly for one reason or another, and when we make our motion, we usually add with regrets, because that was a good person that was employed by us and did a good job. I think the same is true here. We spend a lot of time on the senior trip, talking about those seniors getting to go to where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
They did a lot of work, and I just think it's regrettable. And the same with the 8th grade trip. How long have they been doing that? So I think that's really what it is. We're in a no-win situation, not only just here, but the trend everywhere is to make cancellations.
Yes.
So I think
And-
we really have no choice at this point. It's unfortunate.
Yes.
And Wayne, I just keeping with your thoughts earlier about whether you felt that the school year would go, be canceled, or we're going to go further than April 1st, it's a crapshoot. We don't know.
No,
But I can tell you that if it goes beyond April, as of March 31st, there's a 60-day window where if it does get canceled any further, the students lose 100% of what they put into it.
I understand, and
A lot of
I believe
pocket
that this is,
A lot of out-of-pocket money.
this is the students and their parents' money, and there's ways to do surveys. We did one on Facebook. I believe that for the 30 or 40 students that are going on this trip, we should, not the students, because the students are gonna say, send us. We should give their families, parents included, a say, before we make a decision.
Jody?
Just my thoughts.
I would love to have the parents and the students' input on this, but we did consult with our medical staff that we use here, and I mean, we're going by some direction. I would love for them to go, but I really also want to see if we can recoup money that if, in the event things do change, that they will be able to go someplace as a class.
And nothing says, if this thing blows over in mid-April, that they can't come back to us with some proposal
Correct.
of what they want to do at some other point. Any further discussion? If not, I'll roll call this vote. Lisa Ramirez?
Yes.
Wayne?
No.
Julius? Jody?
Yes.
I'm yes. John?
Yes.
Motion passes and carries 5-1. Under, we're taking 3.3 off? Is that what this
Yes.
X is for?
Yep.
Okay. Under 4.1 Memorandum of Agreement, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that the memorandum of agreement between the Ellenville Central School District and the ETSRPA SRP unit be approved as attached. There are two, 1920-2 and 1920-3.
So moved.
Moved. Do we have a second? Seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Under probation extension, personnel resolutions, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that the probationary appointment of Joseph Pennsylvania be extended for an additional 6 months with a new probationary expiration date of September 23rd, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. We have a, the only other thing I have is we have a meeting scheduled for March 24th. I believe that due to what's going on, I want to necessitate that we cancel that meeting and schedule our next meeting for April 14th. Does anybody strongly oppose that recommendation? Okay, if not,
Do we have things to discuss, Mr. President, or no?
if it becomes, I don't believe we have anything really majorly pending, Superintendent,
You know,
Day to day.
day to
Right.
day. I
Yeah.
mean, if we have a need to call an emergency meeting, we will.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Can I offer a suggestion?
Yes.
How- Can we keep it on and cancel it in a week or so? If nothing
Absolutely.
untoward happens from the governor or the state?
Sure. No problem. We'll keep it posted for now.
Thank you.
Our next meeting is still scheduled for March 24th, and we will advise you as the date gets closer. Wayne?
Just want to thank Superintendent Wiles. I know her phone must be going crazy right now. I saw her car on a Sunday in town at a meeting, and, you know, so thank you for all your hard work and hours and everything you're doing during this difficult time for the students, the staff, and the community.
No, I-
Much appreciated.
I appreciate that, but I have to kick it back. I have to tell you what I've seen here in the last week with the administrators, the support staff, you know, everybody, the secretary, everybody has really come together this week with all the letters that have gone out, the technology people. Really, it's not me, it's the team that's here that's really pulling us all through this. So I appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone's support. We're all feeling it, and we're going to get through it, and hopefully come out stronger on the other end of it.
And I just want to say that these are scary times right now. This is a scary time for everybody. But I can point out that the strength that has come out of, with the unity, and as stealing from Mrs. Ramirez earlier, as she said about people coming together, we will continue to see everybody here in Ellenville come together. And I really want to thank, because I did have an opportunity to watch the administrators in action during their, command center times, and it's amazing. They all work together. They all work in unity. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Vince. Thank the entire administrative team. Thank everybody, all the essential employees of this district, building and grounds. Listen, the secretaries on down, everybody that's coming in to pull together to keep the school district running. I certainly appreciate, and I know the board feels the same way. I don't want to speak for John, but I know that the board feels the same way. So with that in mind, please pay attention to this COVID-19. Remember all the precautions that you can take with this disease and with this virus, rather, and pay attention to it. Practice these safe practices. Social distancing is very important, and making sure you follow all the things that are recommended by the CDC and recommended by the State Department of Health and the Ulster County Health Department. We will keep you up to date as much as we can. You can follow it on Facebook Live for the town hall meetings with County Executive Pat Ryan. I know the President of the United States has been on quite often, and so is our Governor, Andrew Cuomo. So please pay attention to it. Please keep yourself safe, and that goes for every one of you in this room. Keep yourself safe, and then, until we meet again, may Godspeed. Reverend?
No, I just,
You should say that. I should not be saying that.
God is doing his thing. We're working through it. But I was commenting, Wayne says, I've been on this board a long time. Every pressure situation, all of our people have come together. When we were having trouble getting budgets passed, even then, when we got the outsiders out of the way, our unions participated, our unions worked with us. They gave up time, they gave up money, they gave up to do what needs to be done. So we have a history of communicating and cooperating with each other within this body. So it's a good thing to be a part of. It's a good thing to recognize that we haven't changed that. So I just, full speed ahead. Let's do what we have to do during this process, and just realize that we have something to show folks as to how we treat each other, how we function in the midst of trouble. Everybody's looking, and I believe we can set an example for all of them. So keep pushing forward.
I also want to thank the teachers union they represent two units, and I just want to thank the executive committee for the teachers union. They're working very closely with us, and thank the teachers and everybody in this district, but in particular, thank Mr. Althouse and his committee for us as well. Anybody else? Don, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. We're adjourned.